button that says recording in progress. That is always what I need to hear. So let you all know that, yes, in fact, this is being recorded. Got everybody else's little buttons clicked. And with that, we are up and going. So this is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor at Samson Properties. And in this session of Marketing Mastery, we're taking a deep dive look at free reports. That is a tool that is in your toolbox that you are able to use. And I know that we've got a large footprint here of different agents. So I'm going to address it primarily to Samson and where to find the stuff. And then everybody else, I will connect and let you know around the corner where you can get your hands on them, or I will forward them to you, one of the two. So let's talk about free reports. First off, we have done numerous recordings in the past of using free reports, creating free reports, and leveraging free reports. So we're going to hit all of the above in this quick conversation today. So first off, free reports next to the newsletter are your best friends. In the real estate world, we're always promoting and reminding agents to have that touch point, have that item of value, because when your mission is to help them protect and maintain the value of their greatest asset, which is their home, this ties right into it. You should never be afraid or unsure with what to say or what to, to reach out to your SOI, which is a big fear that everybody has. They want to pretend like the phone has cooties. They're afraid that if they call someone, God forbid, they may actually answer the phone and you have to have a conversation. So, but most agents are not sure with like what to say and what to do. So we've already covered best one-liners, how to connect and reconnect. The next piece of the puzzle that comes in is utilizing free reports. So that's what we're going to take a deep dive into today. So here's some basic rules of thumb. You can create a free report on anything, any topic, anything to do with real estate till the cows come home. You can create it. You can even now go to ChatGPT or the platform of your choice and say, hey, I want to create an informative 3-point or 5-point reasons why a homeowner should consider having a home inspection every 5 years. That's a great free report, and it will produce it for you. No longer do you have to be the creating factor behind them. This is where AI is going to be of benefit and help, but always, 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 I'm going to repeat, always, in case you went to sleep and missed this, always read it and double check it, that it applies to the footprint in which you are at. Because God knows where, if it gets customized specifically, you do, case in point, you do not need to be educating homeowners in California how to winterize their home and put those little styrofoam caps over the exterior water spigots. That's just not something they need. Now, if they're up in the mountains, Big Bear, that type of, yeah, probably do. But for the most part, that doesn't apply. So if you're going to have AI assist you in any way with reports, please, please, please double check that it is accurate and appropriate for your footprint. I'll give you another case in point. An agent a while back was working on her buyer consultation and or her seller consultation or listing presentation, and went to some of these online through Etsy and whatever, and could buy them as well. So she bought a couple and incorporated them in, and she sent it to me to take a look at, and I'm going through it, and I'm ended up pulling my little highlighter out and going through and marking stuff. Now, for those that are here in the DMV footprint, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you needed to do a natural hazard disclosure report? Answer to that is zero. However, California, which is where I was originally from, Yes, when we had a transaction start, we would order and it would be paid for a natural hazard disclosure report. It told the potential buyer if that property sat in a fire zone, a flood zone, a military ordnance zone, if the red speckled leg frog was endangered on the in the area, all that kind of stuff. But it's not used out here on this other coast. But it was included in her platform that she purchased, had not read it, had not checked it, and was in there. And again, being from California, that one jumped right out at me. So when I talked to her later, I said, "So when was the last time you had to get a natural hazard disclosure report?" And she goes, "What?" I said, "Well, it's in your book, in your booklet." And she went, "Oh." So that's why I say these online sources are great. However, make sure that you are double checking them with a fine tooth comb that they apply and fit in for your particular footprint. Another case in point, let's have some fun in the DMV footprint. If you are living in West Virginia, there's probably a pretty good chance, and same with certain platforms or areas in California, you may need to have a well or a septic report. However, if you are in a high rise in the downtown DC area, I'm gonna think not so much. Just saying there. So make sure that if you are getting AI help, it is specific to the footprint that you are working and that this report will be going for. All right, so there you have it. All right, now moving on. When you create a report, you want a great tagline. You want a powerful punch of a topic for it. So again, this is where Chat GPT can come in and help your brain create. So what you can do is go into it and ask for, I'm creating a free report on blah, 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 blah. I need a 3 or 4 word powerful title for this report. What do you got to offer? And it's gonna spit them right out for you. Now, some of you are gonna go, well, that was dumb, and others are gonna go, ooh, I really like that one. I never thought of that. There you go. All right. So this is where AI can be a benefit. But you start off with a punch top line, 3 to 5 words is all you need. Then you're going to give a couple of sentences about maybe, and don't always need them, why that information or why this information is important to a homeowner. That's an optional. Then the free report, it is always recommended. I don't know who in their surveys came up with this one, but they say an odd number is always better. So a 3, 5, 7, or 9 bullet point as to applying to whatever topic you're going for. So that is the basic, and you want bullet points. If there's additional, I'm going to say sentence or two of description that goes with the bullet point, when you get ready to customize the footprint of it, the format of it, have whatever the title is or the main punchline in bold or all caps or a different font that's going to stand out from the rest of the text. So your bullet point will be bold, highlighted, or even a 14 point, where the body or the explanation of that bullet point will be a 12-point font, a little bit smaller, so it stands out. So somebody, if they're skimming it, will still get the pops of the information, right? Now, with that, you always make sure that your information is at the bottom. If I always like to put a disclaimer on the bottom. That was just me. The information is deemed correct, but not guaranteed. You can even state on there that it was pulled from various sources. And that's what we call your CYA. Y'all all know about CYA and what that stands for, right? All right. So how can you actually create them? You can do them in a Word document because you can add cute borders. You can add a, a clip art, royalty-free clip art, always that goes along with whatever it is you're talking about. So again, you can dress it up a little bit. You can use any platform you want to create them in. Word, absolutely A-okay. If you are at all Canva savvy, even on the basic free version, you can do some great stuff in there as well. I would encourage you that if that is something you have not learned to do yet, you set yourself off 30 minutes to an hour a week to start exposing yourself to Canva and what it can do. There's a ton of online training how-tos. And yes, Samson, Lisa Wright and I are going to do a mini series of how-to basics of Canva. Now, in my opinion, Lisa is my queen of Canva. I will message her every once in a while with, oh my God, look what I did. Or she'll message me with, oh my God, look what I figured out how to do. This is her playing with Canva is her relaxing downtime. And so she is finding out about all the bells and whistles. So we are going to get together and create here's the basics of Canva. Here's the backstory on it. Here's your basic. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do one of these. Here's how you do one of these. Here's how you do one of these. So wherever you're at, you can tap in and get just that package of it. Okay. So Canva is, again, a great option. You can do all kinds of things in terms of coloring of the back of the page, having great clip art, overlap. I mean, it's going to make it look like a real pro did it. So let's talk about content now. Content of a free report is endless. Absolutely, without a doubt, endless. What we're doing here at Samson is creating a package of free reports that are directed at a renter that will and hopefully become a first-time home buyer. So those topics may include common mistakes first-time home buyers make, or 5 mistakes first-time home buyers make and how to avoid them. So any of those kind of taglines. Anytime you can put a question in the subject line as well, that's always a good thing because you're going to draw them in and it's more of an enticement for them to read. I've got one example here I'll just share with you. It is mistakes first-time homebuyers make. That's the title across the top. There are 5 options on here. Again, the subject line of it is a bold and a different font. The description of it is in a smaller but very clean and clear font as well. It is got a cute logo at the bottom. And what they are is looking for a home before applying for a loan. That's a common mistake that first-time home buyers make. Or understanding the difference between a pre-approval, a pre-qualified, and underwriting approval. First-time home buyers don't have a clue. So again, you're then giving them a little more information there as well. Third bullet point is miscalculating the hidden cost of home ownership. Closing costs, inspections, utilities, because if they're in an apartment, utilities are going to be a little bit more in a house than they're going to be in an apartment. There may be trash, there may be water, things that they weren't paying before, the cost of moving itself. So again, those are great talking points to be able to follow up with a client with. Number 4 in the bullet point, in this example, just to kind of get your brain going on this, is getting advice from everyone. You wouldn't go to your mechanic when you've got a toothache. You go to the source. And so we have a little bit of fun with that one as well. And the fifth mistake, fifth bullet point, is not having a consultation with me to go over the details of the process, what to expect, and how we work together. Again, a nice little closing tagline. But again, this is a great free report that you can run with for a first-time home buyer. In that same category, let me just kind of throw out some other ideas, and keep in mind, we have most of these already done. So you don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel. Another great one that I love is the cost of rent versus buying. What has it been costing them to rent over a certain period of time? And when they calculate that number, often it is a gasping, drop the jaw, oh my gosh, they had no idea that they'd been spending that much on rent over the last 3 to 5 years. So that's another good one. Another good one that comes into play is, and I'm just going to read these off because I've got them on a list. And again, we've already got them already created out, is defects to look for during a home inspection. Now, that's a great one. Again, you're educating the consumer on how the business of real estate works. You are bringing in the professionals. You are not doing the home inspection, but you're again giving them some bullet points to be aware of. Key question to ask a home inspector, preparing for a home inspection. Again, that's more for the seller side. We started on one that was called, what does age have to do with it? Historic and old homes. California has a few. Back here, we got a lot of homes that were built in the 1800s. Yes, before my time. So, but there are still things that you need to be aware of if you're going to be buying an older property or one that is labeled as a historic property. What not to overlook in a final walkthrough. Oh my word, do we have horror stories of what agents and their clients didn't bother to check when doing a final walkthrough. Horrible. All right. Home maintenance tips. That's always a good one. Tips for packing and moving day. We've got those available. Pros and cons of condos. Again, people, if they've got a business they run from home, or if they have a work truck, or they have work vehicles, they may not be able to have them parked in the parking lot if they're in a condo or even an HOA. So these are all little things that we can do to help educate the consumer on how the business of real estate work through our series of free reports. Move down sellers, move up sellers. The other one that's being developed out, and that's the one's ongoing, is what to do with lifelong treasures. If you've got people that are over that, I'm going to say 50, 60, 70-year-old age bracket, and they've got to scale down into something much smaller, one of the biggest challenges they're faced with is what to do with the lifelong treasures. And we've got a report coming out with some pictures that is going to give them some great ideas of what to do with grandma's jewelry, mom's jewelry, okay? Or they sit there and go, I just inherited my grandmother's, my great-grandmother's, and my mother's jewelry box. There's a sentimental tie to it, but what do I do with it? First off, you wear it first. But then the second thing, we've got some ideas in there of what to do with those things. So again, this is a topic that we can leverage and take advantage of. There's even one that's called overwhelmed, where to start. If you're moving, moving and packing ideas. Use the towels between the dishes. Towels are going anyway. They don't need to go in a separate box. Save money on bubble wrap. Use the towels. Put the socks, hopefully they're clean, inside a glass or stemware. It's going to protect them a little bit. Put one inside and then put the stemware or the glass inside the other sock. So the two socks are together with the glass. People go, oh my God, that's brilliant. We've got tips on color coding boxes by using duct tape, or we've even got, I got it here on my desk. Let me reach over and grab it. Boom. I got this at Walmart. As you can see this, there you go. It is a pack of labels that go on for the bedrooms, the bathroom, bedroom 1, 2, and 3 room. It leaves it all open: storage, kitchen, garage, bathroom, fragile, dining room, living room, family room. So again, they're all marked. And again, this is a great gift, or with a free report, you can provide to a client as well. The other one that I absolutely love: what are the first things that a homeowner should change out when they buy a new house? First one is locks and keys. Replace the locks. Has it happened? Wait for it. Horror stories of the real estate world, that somebody who had a key, homeowners move out, new homeowners in the process of moving in. They've got all their boxes. They buy all new electronics. They leave to go to dinner because they haven't unpacked the kitchen yet. They come back to find out that somebody's come into the house and has stripped all the brand new electronics. Has it happened? Oh, yes, it has. Why? The seller thought he had got all the keys back. The brother of the seller, who had been living in the backyard in his little, truck, mobile home, camper thing, was PO'd that brother needed to sell the house because mom had passed. They needed to sell the house. Lazy brother, mad he got, kicked out. He still had a key. Nobody knew he had a key. He comes back in through the back door, removes all the electronics, and takes off. New homeowner comes back from dinner and everything's stripped. Called the police, did the police report. Through process, they figured out it was him. More than likely. I don't remember now if they ever pinpointed him, or if they ever convicted him, but everybody knew it had to have been him. So again, these are horror stories, and reminders of great things to do to make sure that these things are done. Now, as an agent, you can refer them to resources to have that done. There are some home warranty companies that when you go with their company, I want to say it's 210, don't quote me, but ask the home warranty company that you prefer or you recommend. Always have 2 or 3 options, but ask them if rekeying is a service that they provide. Out here, I know that there's one of them that will reimburse. The homeowner is encouraged to go get the locks, replace the locks, obviously with a new key, and they will reimburse up to $100 with receipt that locks were changed out. Again, because nobody knows when Uncle Tony is going to be getting out of jail, and Uncle Tony still has a key and nobody knows about it, and in walks Uncle Tony on the new homeowner when they're sitting down for dinner. That's happened too. Don't laugh. All right. So, but these are, tongue in cheek, but yet very serious things that we have the ability to provide free reports on. All right. So what I want you to kind of do as you're thinking about this is can I put them on my website? You absolutely can. Because if the footprint of the report is in Canva, once you have customized it, you are then able to save it as a PDF. You can take the link, and again, we're going to do a how-to video to walk you through, but it's this easy. Click on the button that says link, and then you drop it into your website, and bada boom, bada bing, there it is. It'll show up for you. So you can direct your sphere of influence to go check out your free report. You can put that free report on a link in your email signature that gets changed out monthly. You can email it or send it out monthly as well. Now, what I used to do is the first of the month, my newsletter went out. The 15th of the month was when I would put out a free report. or I called it a tip of the month. And that could be a featured property. It could be a free report. And if I was using a free report, for example, on reasons to consider having a home warranty, I would ask my 2 or 3 home warranty preferred vendors to give me 2 or 3 reasons why somebody should consider a home warranty. Because they get it when they buy, forget about it later, and that's when appliances start going out. That's another free report that we've just added into the mix of how long do appliances last? What is the estimation of the life of an appliance? Okay, that's a great tool to say, hey, I'm going to pick on Chris for a second. Hey, Chris, I just posted a new free report on my website. Go check it out. If you have any questions about why it's important to get those home inspection done or consider a home warranty, let me know. I'm just a phone call away for you. And yeah, I do have a couple of good resources for you if you are so inclined to do so. Done. That message, that phone call took literally a minute, and I could crank through those in no time. Now, sometimes I would intentionally make calls when I knew the people were at work and couldn't pick up the phone. I didn't need to talk to them per se. I just wanted to relay information. There you go. Now, you can go as far as creating a video. And again, I know there's probably 10 ways to create a video. I know one. I can show you how to do that. You can record straight from a Zoom meeting, even if it's just you, and say, my tip of the month is, here are common mistakes that first-time homebuyers make. And you and you talk your way through it. It is a couple of minutes. Great. If you're a first-time homebuyer and tired of paying the landlord's mortgage and want to talk about maybe considering yours, let me know. I'd be happy to provide you with some additional information. Free for the asking. Have a great day. Stop paying rent. You're done. You post it, and you then promote it out as an email link, an email in your signature line, yada, 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 yada. And then it gives you conversation to follow up on. And you can go back and look on your YouTube channel. It tells you how many times that video has been viewed. So you can see if it was a good one. And again, if it wasn't getting a lot of views, why? Did you not promote it out? Did people not know about it? See, and that's what I do. When I record these, yes, the question I saw pop up was about, can videos be added to a website? If you take a look at mine, you're going to see that, yes, it can. Absolutely, they can. And if this old non-techie can figure out how to do it, I can show you how to do it when you're ready and have the other pieces of the puzzle lined up. Then we can do that as your next step. So all of those are good options. It's all about leveraging. You take one thing and ask yourself, where else and how else can I use this? Newsletter, for reports. Where else and how else can I use them? Same thing with blog. I'm going to throw blog in there as well. You've got the ability to do it. But then, that's great, but how do you let people know that you even have it? A link on your email signature, a post on your website, a reminder out to them. I've just posted the new newsletter. There was an article in there. I thought of you. Let me know what you think. It's enticed them to go make sure they've read it if they got it by email or come back to additional past issues. So this is why when I have you go look at my website, Agent Resource Center, that's all for you. What are the tabs on there? But I want you to think, wait a minute. How can I, and we've had conversations over this, how do we take what Lynn's done and how can I mirror something similar to my website based off the area that I'm working, based off of the type of buyers or sellers that I have in my footprint. There you go. So you will find it all right there. Okay, so we've talked about the headline. We've talked about the clip art on there. We've talked about going in an odd number, 3, 5, 7, 9. What print format to put them in. You can do them in Word, save them to a PDF and do anything with them you want. You can do it in Canva. You can take the ones that we already have and go from there. We are always looking to build out more. Now, what I personally like to do is I like to keep mine similar. So if I had a banner heading, I would use a similar banner heading on most of them. If I had a color branding, I would have the color branding there as well. I'd have the title, the information, and then my information at the bottom. I wouldn't necessarily want it at the top. You can put it on the side and then have the information out. Chris uses the flag, the red, white, and blue. That could absolutely be added and branded in there as well. So again, have it similar from report to report. So they know when they see that image, that logo, they know it's you, which is why we cover that in Jumpstart Session 1, is to start thinking about it then, so you're ready when you start doing these other tasks and tidbits. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt something, and hopefully it will work. If not, we will pause, and I will attempt to edit this and make it come back in. So let me see if I can do a screen share. I want to go to let me go here. Okay. That's not the page I wanted. Let me try this again. Sorry. Screen share stopped. I know, because I messed up. So from here, I want to go to the Cardinal Nest main page. If it's showing up, great. If not, I will give you the steps and you can walk through it on your own. So when you go into cardinalnest.net, you can go from the dashboard or the library or resources, doesn't matter. Here's the takeaway. Go up into the search box that's at the top of the page and type in free report. It should bring you to the page that has all the free reports. We have why buying might be better than renting, what curb appeal is and why that's important, 9 tips to prepare for home ownership, 7 things not to do during the loan process. Yes, that is a good one. It's also part of your buyer and seller consultations. 5 factors that determine your credit score. That's a good one for first-time home buyers. 7 things not to do with the loan process. We got that. And then there's some repeats in there because there was a glitch in the system. But they should be right there for our Samson agents. Cardinal Nest, use the search box, type in free report. Make sure that you have already created your free Canva account before you go into them and try to pull them down. Okay, because they should be in there. Now, I'm going to be honest. I went to create my how-to video of how to go in there, how to get them, how to do that. For whatever reason, it was either my computer or the glitch in the system. It wasn't letting me open them up. So I quickly, in a frantic, put an email into our trusty marketing department and said, help, I'm prepping for my 2:30 class. This is what I'm needing to do because I want to be able to show them. It's not happening. It's telling me that there's, I don't have permission to access them. I've done it before. So I was confused. So I emailed and they're double checking it for me. You should be able to get in there smooth as silk. Again, Cardinal Nest, search box at the very top. Free reports. It will take you directly to where the free reports are. There is a little link that says, click here to open in Canva. There you go. And from there, you replace whoever picture is on those reports with yours. You make sure you're updating your information of your name, your email address, your website, yada, 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 and you've got it to go. Now, here is the pro tip. Let's say you have already been working through your learning trails and you are getting from Jumpstart 1 your website set up, and you're adding the tabs that you want on there, or getting our admin to help. You've got that done. You know how to add or create a QR code from QR Code Monkey, which is why we introduce it in Jumpstart Session 1. You know how to put a cute little picture in the middle of it, how to color gradiate it or change its colors, change the pixels on it from, sprinkle dust to bold and hefty. You now have saved it. You have checked it to make sure that it's going to the correct page that you want it to go to. You can put a QR code on any of your free reports that would take them back into your website for the other free reports that are on that page. Did that make sense? Please give me a thumbs up. Tell me yes, it did. And you followed the process. Okay. So that is pro bonus tip on the backside. But again, this is where you walk through and why the learning trails are so critical. Okay. All right. So David just told me that he too got the you don't have permission. Yeah, that's what I got as well. So I know they are working on it. When we get done with this call, I will let them know that you too had trouble getting in there. I don't know why, because I've gotten into them before. So, but I know there were some glitches when they updated and went to the new platform of the website for Samson. And this is what we're finding where the glitches are at. So I apologize for that. I'll figure out how to get them on my side, if nothing else, as a PDF, where if nothing else, you can recreate them, but that's not the intent of what we want you to do with them. If you ever have an idea or a need for a specific topic or component, and you're like, I just don't know how to do this again, let me know, and I will see if I can get our marketing department, who is supposed to be there at my beck and call, to create one real fast. I'll send them over what we want. They can create it and get it posted. So again, we're here to help you so that you can help the clients and impress them, wow them, amaze them at the knowledge and the tools and the information that you have at your fingertips. Okay. So that is pretty much the start to finish, the nuts to bolts, bolts to nuts, whatever it is, of utilizing a free report, how to create them, what topics you can use, platform to use, and leveraging them. It's again all about the leverage. It's all about the leverage. Marketing is nothing more than leveraging to those that you know, letting them know more about what you know and what you can provide them. All right. So if there's any questions, drop them in the chat box. I'm going to go over there real quick to take a look to see if there's anything I can answer right now. And other than that, we will wind this session down. Lisa, right? Okay, you already answered that one. Someone said this is so many golden nuggets. Thank you. You are more than welcome. It is my pleasure. Yes, you can put videos on your website. What do you think my website's full of? Videos. Okay, there you go. You've gotten some basics now. Understand this is floodgates open. There is no stopping you. There is no end to the possibilities of free reports, because it's going to make you look like a professional in the industry, that you know stuff and you can provide stuff to your consumer to help them have trust in you as well. All right, my friends, this is going to wind down this session. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. If you have ideas or needs of topics for reports, please let me know, and I will make sure it comes to life and gets posted and available for all of us to enjoy and benefit from. Um, I got a hand pop up. What you got there, my friend?
I just wanted to know, I attended your Zoom for the dual agents, and I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that. Are we going to have more of those on the calendar?
As a matter of fact, yes, we are. Yes, we are. I don't know exactly when. I'm going to do a couple live, and then we'll have some more dual career um, classes. But absolutely, the free report in your newsletters are on the top of a dual career agent's list of tools that they should be using so that they can keep pace with everybody else.
Thank
Okay?
you.
You are welcome. All right, my friends, go be awesome, go be wonderful, and remember, I don't care what you know. I don't care what you think you know. I want to know what you're doing with what you know. There are tons of tools out there. What I want you to do is at least put your blinders on and say, okay, do I have my newsletter in place? Because you've heard me say, I'd rather have you give out a newsletter than a business card any day of the week. Do I have free reports available as well? Because again, you can hand those out. Just, hey, I'm sorry I don't have a business card, but I have a free report that might be of interest to you. Boom, there you go. All right. Once you've got them, it's all about leveraging it. How do you get it out to the audience that you want to attract? All right, my friends, go be wonderful. Go be awesome. Class is adjourned, and I will see you in the next session of Stuff You Need to Know. All right, bye for now.